This is a quick video comparing a couple of rechargeable cordless spotlights. The one here on the left I've had on my garage shelf for a long time. It's allegedly a 1.5 million candle power spotlight made by Dorcy. I believe the part number is 41-1026. Like I said, I've had it for a while. It's really, really top heavy. This thing has got some heft to it. In fact, I'll get it on the scale in a little bit. Standard halogen style bulb. It does okay. It's pretty bright. It's nothing spectacular, but I wouldn't want to look directly into it, and it can throw a beam in the dark. It comes with your standard wall charger and cigarette lighter, so you can recharge it. And when you plug it in, the red light right there lights up, letting you know it's getting charged. Pretty basic, pretty standard. So the other day I saw this on the Harbor Freight shelf, and I happen to have a coupon for it. And it is item number 61777 at Harbor Freight. Already, it probably feels like it's 2/3 of the weight of the other one, and that's including the packaging and the wall adapter and all that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to crack this open, take a better look at it, and then I'm going to charge them both up and do a comparison. All right, I got it out of the package, and immediately the difference is striking as far as weight goes. This thing probably weighs half as much as the Dorcy version, maybe even less than that. Even the cigarette lighter adapter feels lighter weight, maybe not by much, but the wall plug definitely even feels different. And the reason why I'm comparing these two is because this seems to be pretty popular. A lot of people have these. They were blowing them out a few years ago at dirt cheap prices, and that's why I picked them up, and I think a million other people did as well. So I'm actually kind of curious as to what the weight difference is, so I'm going to get them on the scale here. All right, here we go. We're going to start with the Dorcy 1.5 million candle power version. 2 pounds, 7 ounces, and it's also very top heavy. All right, now we go with the Harbor Freight version. 1 pound. So it's definitely less than half the weight. Makes a huge difference. And just since we're comparing it, here is the accessories from the Dorcy, 7.3 ounces. And here's the plugs for the Harbor Freight one, 3.2 ounces. So again, half. Not bad. Let's look a little deeper. So the first thing we want to compare is, of course, the bulb. The Harbor Freight one, if you can see that, has that big old 3-watt LED. You have the cautionary, caution bright, high power LED markings, always cool. A lot more ergonomic as well. It's got a lock, unlock button there. We're going to find out a little bit about that a little bit more. And then, of course, the Dorcy. Big old cycloptic mamma jamma with the halogen bulb. And, boy, you know, if this thing doesn't work, you could always, like if you're out spotting wildlife and you get attacked by a bear, if you can't blind it with this thing, you can at least hit it in the head and probably kill it. It's heavy. It's heavy. So let's talk about ergonomics. Ergonomicals. Huge difference. I mean, it doesn't take a rocket science to figure out the difference here. Just look at it. Just look at it, will you? Just look at this. So the trigger, I mean, this is kind of half charged. So, you know, pushing the trigger, click on, click off. Simple. So with this one, it's monetary, but what I found out you can do is you can lock it so it doesn't go on. If you keep this in the back of your truck or something and you got stuff rustling around, it won't drain the battery by pushing it in. But you can also, let's see here if I can do this one-handed, pull the trigger and then click it down and it stays on. So that's kind of cool. On the bottom is where you plug it in to charge it, and there's an LED. I'm going to assume that that's going to light up just like the back of the Dorcy one does when you charge it. And that's what I'm going to do next. I'm going to get them on the old charger. All right, as suspected, once you plug them in, the lights light up. Yes, the one on the right is lit up. You just got to kind of look kind of close. There it is. But it's definitely not as bright as this one from Harbor Freight here. So I'm going to leave these on the charger for 8 hours. And then we're going to come back when it's dark, and I'm going to do a comparison in the old backyard. And that'll give you a good idea as to how one compares to the other. Okay, so it's been about 8 hours. It's actually been a heck of a lot more than 8 hours, but what's the difference as long as they're fully charged, right? And one thing I like about the Harbor Freight version is that that red light turns green when it's charged. On the Dorcy version, the light just goes out. So anyway, now that they're fully charged, let's see how they do. Okay, so about, I would say 35 to 40 feet away from me is an axe with a red handle in it stuck in some wood. So I'm going to start with the Dorcy version, and I'm going to focus on that. Right there. Okay. Now, I'm going to turn that off and do the Harbor Freight version. Well, the difference is kind of surprising. I don't know how well the focus is. It's hard to do night shots, but the Dorcy is by far better for light output. Sorry about the non-focus there. There we go. Huge difference. But then again, you also have the weight difference and the ergonomics difference in the whole 9 yards. So I'm surprised. I'm very surprised. And there's a cat right there. Anyway, so that's the review. I guess the trade-off is if you want something that's just super powerful, the old standby cheapo 1.5 alleged million candle power flashlights, spotlights the ticket. But if you want something that's lightweight, ergonomic, and probably more accessible because Harbor Freights are everywhere, then go with the Harbor Freight version. Either way, you're looking at about 10 or 12 bucks, I would think. So there you have it, and the cat's going to knock over the tripod. Damn cat.